Bonjour mesdames, c'est Odile ici, vous allez bien?
Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everyone.
Hello Anna, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you.
Hola Elena, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, preparada.
Muy bien.
Odil,
Dime.
si nos pasamos de tiempo, ¿nos avisas, nos cortas o...?
Pues tienen entre 8, 10 minutos, se me hace que es mucho. Además, la persona que no es, que le falló ayer va a estar hoy, entonces yo pienso que si son 8 minutos, pero yo aviso, ya cuando les pongo la pantalla de thank you.
Thank you, para casa.
It's the most social way to do it. Bonjour Sylvie, vous allez bien?
Bonjour, oui, je suis en même temps sur un ordi sans son et mon iPhone.
Très bien.
Voilà, je vois rien là. C'est Odile?
Oui, c'est Odile, bonjour.
Bonjour Odile, je vous vois pas, mais c'est pas grave.
Ah, parce que moi j'ai mis ma photo.
Vous me voyez?
Je vous voyais tout à l'heure, là je vous ai perdu, attendez.
Ouais, parce que je suis en même temps
Si,
sur
ça y est, ça y est. Je vous vois.
Donc, ouais, j'ai allumé le bureau et le téléphone parce que je vais faire la présentation dans le chat. Mais comment ça se fait que je ne vois pas? Parce que je pensais que je me voyais, moi.
Ah non, vous allez voir la présentation et puis vous allez voir la présentation et puis vous inquiétez pas, ça devrait suffire. Après les autres participants, l'important c'est que c'est nous qui vous voyons.
Oui, mais moi je voudrais, parce que comme je suis sur un trépied, là, est-ce que vous me voyez dans le chat ou pas?
Oui, absolument.
D'accord. Ok. Mais alors, est-ce que moi, je voudrais me voir parce que je ne sais pas si c'est, voilà, je sais, il faut que je règle mon téléphone.
Vous êtes parfaite là.
Alors, je vais mettre, voilà, là j'ai les vins. Ça va là? On voit les bouteilles.
C'est parfait.
Et
C'est parfait.
Ouais.
Oui. On va bientôt laisser la parole à Pascal.
Bon.
Allez-y.
Bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour Pascal.
Salut.
Alors je fais l'introduction dans 3. Je commence exactement dans 3 minutes. Salut Elena.
Salut, salut.
Tu es belle.
Ah, merci.
Oh Sylvie, êtes-vous prête?
Ouais, mais je vois personne, moi, c'est pas grave.
Nous on vous voit en tout cas.
Voilà.
Odile, il faut que je vous dise, il y a un monsieur qui écrit sur le chat, c'est un importateur, il dit si on va parler en anglais.
Yes, hello David. It will, of course. But so far is the relaxed time. Obviously, it will be in English.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Bonjour. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Thank you for joining us. Please have your yes. Could you please guys have your microphones mute? Thank you. Pascal, you can start.
Thank you. Welcome to day 2 celebrating the lady and their wine. Each presenter will have between 5 and 10 minutes to present their domain. Any buyer who wishes to add comments regarding market condition, ID, etc., may do so at the end of the show. Thank you to my team, Odile from Playa del Carmen in Mexico, and here in Montreal, Elliot.
Hi, everyone.
Hugo.
Hi, everyone.
And Joe. Joe is behind. And to our sponsor, the two sponsors we have, les Dames d'Escoffier with Irene Moore, and Odile, the second sponsor again. So now let's talk.
The second sponsor is Miss and Wine.
Thank you to Miss and Wine. And now perhaps let's talk with Irene Moore from les Dames d'Escoffier. Irene? Ah, Irene, she's in
She's here,
Miami.
she's here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello, Irene. Thank you, Irene.
Bonjour, Pascal and everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a sponsor with APVSA today. I'm very happy to be here to support women in wine, especially the ones that you're presenting today. I just want to give you a little background on Les Dames d'Escoffier, not to take too long, but we're the only organization of our kind. We're a worldwide society of professional women of high achievement in the fields of food, fine beverage, and hospitality. The support of our organization is just to do this. It's to provide support to our individual members and to provide a system for communication and networking among all of those members. We're also philanthropic. We raise money at fundraisers to support women who cannot afford tuition, perhaps to go into the industry. We pay for scholarships. So we do provide them educational opportunities if they want to enter the industry. We have 43 chapters around the world, besides a chapter in each state of the United States. We have chapters in Mexico, Canada, London, Paris, and we're currently founding one in Tuscany and Athens. So there's probably a chapter somewhere near you. If you're interested in joining the Paris chapter, which would be great for everyone on the conference today, you can contact Odile or Pascal afterwards, and I'll give you the person in Paris that you should contact. So thank you so much for having me on the conference today. I appreciate it. And Les Dames d'Escoffier support you.
Thank you, Irene. And now the show must go on with Odile from Playa del Carmen.
Excellent. Thank you, Pascal. So yes, our first winemaker is from Spain, from the Dio Madrid. It's Isabel Galindo, and she will be presented by Elena Garcia from Las Moradas de San Martín. Elena, adelante. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I wanted to thank you all for this opportunity to present the wines online, because I know we are all, those are very difficult and challenging times. But I'm sure if we continue working together, if we continue supporting each other, we will be able to face them and beat the COVID-19. So thank you very much. Today I'm going to present Las Moradas de San Martín. I'm the US and Canada sales manager for the winery. So we are a small boutique project located in Madrid, in the Sierra de Gredos mountains, which are big mountains that split Spain into two different big plateaus. We started in 1999. And before we actually start producing wines, Isabel Galindo, our winemaker since day one, she did a very tough and very hard job, which consists in recovering old vines from Garnacha and Albillo Real, which is a traditional grape from Madrid. So for 5 years, she just recovered old vines and did the research about the kind of wines we could create with the grapes of the area. And finally, we found 21 hectares in the Madrilean side of the mountains, and that's where Las Moradas de San Martín started. We did a lot of research. We found a lot of mentions to the wines from Madrid in literature. I know when you think about Madrid, you think about a big city, you think about the capital of Spain, but agriculture has been very important in the whole area in the past. And for that reason, we found a lot of mentions to the wines from Madrid in literature, and we decided as a wink to that, to use literature on every single of our labels. So we send the bottles of wine to writers from Spain. They taste the wines, they write a small story, and then we select a piece of it and put it on every single of our labels. So every story that is still in the books, on the stories, on the labels, are based on whatever inspiration the writers got from the wine when they tasted it. So when we started in 1999, and we found those 21 small hectares, we decided that was the perfect spot for our winery for different reasons. First of all, we have an altitude of 900 meters. We found very poor granitic sandy soils. It's incredible. It's like going to the beach. It's incredible. And that is very important because we need the water to drain because we don't have any irrigation possibilities where we are. So we need all the water we can get. And what was very important for us was that we found old vines from Garnacha. So the medium age, it's between 40 and we go up to 110 years old vines. That was important because Garnacha, even if it's an indigenous grape from Spain, is highly productive. So nowadays, when you find a wine that is made with Garnacha, normally it is a blend or is a rosé wine. It's not very common to find a winery that is producing only 100% Garnacha wines and that are able to age so good in oak. And that is because the age of the vines, the soils, and the altitude. It was very important for us and for Isabel to work as naturally as possible. So we are working following biodynamic and organic practices. We are not certified. We start, some of our wines are already certified, but as I told you, most of our wines are aged in oak. So we will need to wait a little bit, a few vintages until we can actually put on our labels made with organic grapes. We are certified vegans, and actually the winery is inside a special protection area for birds. So it's a very clean area. It's very rural. I haven't seen anybody apart from the winery people. So we're not even close to any village at all, but we are only 40 minutes away from Madrid. So it's really shocking to find where vines can be grown in Spain. The name of the winery, actually Las Moradas, is because of two reasons. One, on the pictures you have on the presentation, you have a flower. It's an indigenous flower from Madrid, and it's a blend between rosemary and lavender. And that color, the purple, is called in Spanish moradas. And it's actually also the title of the last book of Santa Teresa de Jesus. So because we are related to literature, we decided to play with the name and use it for the name of the winery. After the 20 years we have been producing wines, and this is something that I love about the passion that Isabel has about this project, is that she has to relearn everything. So she started producing wines in Ribera del Duero. She started working with Peter Sisek and with Telmo Rodriguez, two big names for Spanish wines. But she is originally from Madrid, so she wanted to come back. She wanted to produce wines from Garnacha. So, like I love to call her, she's the queen of Garnachas. So she has to learn everything. And the result of our wines nowadays, and that's what I love about it, is that it's not that we are trendy or that we're working organically because it is trendy now. It's because the grapes teach us that we have to do it that way. So first time we were adding sulfites to the wine because that's what we normally did. And we realized that wines were not improving, were not aging in the bottle. So we have to rethink everything. And nowadays we are not adding any sulfites. We are not filtering. We are not clarifying. Isabel has had to change everything, fermentation with own yeast, lower temperatures, for fermentation. So we have changed the whole process just to respect the grapes. As Isabel normally says, the grapes are old enough and they know how to behave. So I'm just here to take care of them, but I don't really need to touch them much because they know what to do. They know what to do great wines. Right now in the US, we're working on in a different way. So we are importing the wines ourselves into the US, and we have a warehouse in New Jersey. So all of our wines, except for the white wine that we ran out of it, all of them are warehoused in New Jersey. So we are able to ship small quantities immediately because the wines are already there, which I think is a good thing nowadays. Regarding the wines, so we produce wine white from Albillo Real, which is indigenous grape from Madrid, very, very rare. Actually, we are grafting with our own vegetal material, and nowadays we have around 3 hectares for that. And then we produce 4 reds. The 4 of them are 100% Garnacha. Main difference will be the plot, because they are all single vineyards, and the aging and the age of the vine. So Senda, which is our younger wine, the one that I have with me here, is 2015 vintage, and this is our youngest wine. And this one aged for around 10 to 15 months in oak, is very fresh. And I have to say there is a very distinctive and unique thing about the Las Moradas wines, is that we are surrounded by pines and by aromatic plants like rosemary, thyme, lavender, and you could get all those aromas on the wines. It's a very unique characteristic from our wines. The same as a little bit of a salty notes that are very normal for wines that has granitic soils. But those are really very, Garnacha in Spain is more floral. In our case, it's very distinctive, the kinds of aromas you can get on these wines. We produce one of our wines, La Sabina, which is the one with the green wax. This is the only one that we have 100% for sure we are not adding any sulfites, and that's why we use the green wax from our own bees that we have in the property. Everything is small productions. Everything available in the US. We are looking for distributors. I'm only in charge of the US and Canadian markets, so I'm constantly traveling to the US, not now, but normally I'm there every month, visiting the market, supporting the distributors. We do have different kinds of materials behind us that we can use to support. We're constantly running incentives. That depends on the state. We can do more or less things depending on the laws for every state. At the end, the United States is 50 different small countries. So thank you very much for having us here. If you have any questions, please do not doubt to contact me. This is, if they're sending you the presentation, you will have access to the video from the winery where you can see everything that I'm talking about. And thank you very much. Please stay safe. And thank you.
Thank you, Elena.
Thank you, Elena.
Nice presentation.
Does anyone have?
Thank you very much.
I have a question. Do I have time?
Yes, of course, please.
So Albillo Real. First of all, I know people is familiar sometimes with Albillo Mayor, which is a grape from Ribera del Duero. Albillo Real is a different grape. Actually has the Real, which in Spanish means royal, because the grapes are tiny but very juicy. And the king and queen of Spain that used to live in Madrid they used to eat the grapes. They were eating grapes, and that's why we got the Real after the Albillo name. So it is a very distinctive wine. Actually, in our case, the acidity of the Garnachas is much higher than the one in Albillo Real. It has very floral notes, and at the end, it has like honey notes on it. So it's a very pleasant wine to pair with food. because you're not getting a lot of acidity that sometimes is hard to pair. It's very refreshing. It's very nice to do by the glass, but actually to sit down and eat, it's rather a wine of that type for restaurants. So in the color is very pale, which is very curious too, because the grapes are very goldish, and you think it's going to be much more gold wine. It's very pale, but then it's very complex in the mouth.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, now our next participant is in the Languedoc, and it's Christelle Barthès. Christelle, please, the floor is yours.
It's amazing. You have to go to play the wine. I have to work. Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Hola a todos. ¿Podemos hablar español también? Porque soy española. Soy hija del Perdón.
Actually, we will stick to English.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm going to explain you why I talk in English. No, in Spanish. Because I migrant, my daughter from migrant Spanish to work in vines. I'm sorry because I don't understand me. It's better for you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
No,
I have a double son.
it's better with the headphones, I think.
It's
It's
better
better?
if you use the headset.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Yes. So present your winery and your wines
Yes.
and yourself. Thank you.
Yes, so sorry. I talk about that because I don't use to test wine. And when I meet my husband, it was amazing because here with my husband, he gave me the passion, the passion of the wine, of the domain, of this work. And you can see we live Narbonne in the Languedoc, okay? And we are in 26. I'm so sorry, we can't pass because it's not very good, the hearing. Pascal, en fait, je m'entends en double. Donc, je pense que la connexion est pas bonne. On peut passer à quelqu'un d'autre?
Ok, on passe à quelqu'un d'autre et tu reviens après.
Je reviens, merci.
Ok.
Okay, so next, let me see. Don't know them by heart. Sorry for this. So that would be Estelle. Estelle, are you ready? Estelle, are you ready?
Yes. Good morning.
Fantastic.
Just 1 minute, please.
Sure.
Hello, do you see me?
Yes, we can see it. We can
Yes.
see the champagne already. The leaves are orange.
Do you understand me?
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Estelle and welcome in my champagne. I'm sorry, I don't speak English very well, but it's better in English. My house cultivates 7 hectares. We have several villages in Montagne de Reims, Verzenay, Verzy, Mailly, Chigny, Lude, and Auvillers. We have 3 cépages, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. And we have the certification VDC, Sustainable Wine Growing in Champagne. And we have specific plot using organic method. We envisioned a project where we plan to buy a winery to make wine plot by plot. And we want to vinify almost everything exclusively by barrels. For the vineyard, we wanted to plant old grapes variety to create a typical special reserve. Now, I will present 4 cuvées today. My first cuvée is original cuvée in my house. We use a Chardonnay variety of grapes, which in vinify in stainless steel tank. Is sorry, is this bottles, and the Blanc de Blanc of 2021 come from the grapes harvested in 2015. I'm sorry, it's better. But we are not selling it as vintage wine. This champagne can be tasting with pleasure. You can taste the aromas of white fruit and fullness, roundness in the mouth. We have the, I'm sorry, it's a good bottles for the aperitif, light meals, and all tasting occasions because of its light in the mouth. The second cuvée is L'Affût, with only Chardonnay, but is in selected plot by plot to have an exceptional wines. The period of aging in lees is 60 months and is still in oak barrels. There isn't a malolactic fermentation. This is for wine lovers who like wine of character. L'Affût accompanies all meals like seafood platter, strong red meat, and hard textured cheese. After, we propose the Cuvée Nature. It's a Blanc de Blanc without sugar. It is more punchy and it has fullness with gentle acidity, and it has more fruit. And this champagne is for the adventurous wine drinkers who wants to experience pure Chardonnay. And finally, there will be a new still wines coming out from the house in 2021, the Coteau Champenois. It is made with just Chardonnay in oak barrels. It has mineral taste of especially limestone. This dry white wine is more elegant and is very refreshing in the mouth. To discover friendly and without hesitation. Now, I will present our business strategy. The more important for us is the relationship with our partner. Our priority ought to be available for you and to listen to your needs. To invite you to visit my winery and taste our wines when the pandemic is over. Obviously, where we provide the publicity and communication materials, plus sample bottles. But of course, the best way still to sit down together and discuss your needs and your suggestions. We wish to build a long-term relationship with you with full transparency. We are dynamic and revolutionary, and we like to work with partners who share the same passion with is to make sure that you consumer will fly and forget about their travel while sipping in wines. If you are interested to add more sparkles to your business, come and try sparkling white wine. Champagne Adam Romero is waiting for you. Okay, now I can't wait to talk to you and refer world working with you. I'm very sorry for my English and thank you very much for your attention. It's okay for you?
Thank you.
Estelle.
Merci, Estelle.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. So now is Christelle ready, or should we skip another time? Christelle, are you ready? Okay, so maybe we can move to Domaine de la Sanglière if Anya is ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Fantastic. So hello, Anya.
Hello, bonjour, everybody. Welcome to Domaine de la Sanglière. Welcome to Provence. Welcome to the south of France. We are now literally 600 meters away from the Mediterranean coast, just over there. And we are in our family-owned estate. My name is Anna, and this is Domaine de la Sanglière. Generations of winemakers, a grandfather, two brothers, and a grandson. And I'm working here as an export manager. And also, by a very pleasant coincidence, I am the winemaker's wife. So not a bad place to live and to work. So a few words about our winery. We practice and we preach organic, sustainable farming. And well, all of you are professionals and connoisseurs, and I'm not going to list all the set of rules of what does it mean to be organic. You know it very well. I just want to put in a few words what is to be organic for us, for La Sanglière family. It's first of all to be in a harmony and in a love and treat with a big respect our soil, our land, to have true deep understanding what is our land, its property, and how the winemakers know how interact with what nature gave us. So,
and Anna, could you please speak closer to the microphone, because we cannot always hear you.
Okay, can you hear me better like this?
I don't know where is the microphone, if you have it on the headset, but
yes,
yeah.
I have in my headphones. the microphone.
Okay, maybe have it closer to your mouth. Thank you.
Okay. Please interrupt me if you can't hear well, please, because I cannot hear myself. We were talking about the sustainable organic environment, and I just want to add also that we are organical and sustainable and harmonious in our working environment as well. And we believe in the power of energy, and extremely believe that only happy people, if we create here a happy environment, only happy people can create good wines, and this energy will be transmitted to your table when you open the bottle of La Sanglière, and probably it will make you happy. And if you are happy, our consumers, we are very, very delighted. Now, my dear friends, we stop talking about the wines, and we switch to drink the wine, to taste some of our cuvées. So for today, for this presentation, I have chosen one of our cuvées, Domaine de la Sanglière, Prestige. It's Côte de Provence Lalande. Lalande, it's in simple words, it's like a sub-appellation inside the appellation. It's like Grand Cru parcels, selected parcels. And Cuvée Prestige was awarded last year by Wine Enthusiast. We have gained a nice reward. Well, let's taste. Look at this beautiful color. Rosé Provence, I hope a lot of people know that it's the story about the color. It's always the story around the color. And our winemakers do their best to achieve this beautiful pale apricot color by very delicate pressing, and also by very short skin contact. I'm sorry, it's quite weird to drink alone, because here in Provence we always have a lot of people and we share our great moments with our friends, but we're in a new reality. So I raise this glass to all of you, and I taste, and I will try to transport these vibes through this presentation. Well, this is a true expression of the terroir, as we say, terroir wines. We feel these salty mineral notes from Lalande parcels, which are just a few hundred meters away from the coast. And the wine is very smooth, very, very easy to drink, but still with the character, with the power. And it's a perfect wine for your aperitif, but also to accompany your meal. My dear friends and participants, we don't have time, of course, to taste all our wines. Apart of rosé wines, Provence is famous for rosé, but apart of rosé, we do produce delicious aromatic white wines made of true Mediterranean grape variety called Roll. Another name is Vermentino. And also our expressive red wines made of Cabernet Sauvignon, Grenache, Syrah. So talking about the categories, we have to propose to you, we will be delighted to propose to you 3 categories of the wine. So IGP Mediterranean, which are light, easygoing wines. Then Côte de Provence appellation, which is represented by the wines which are more complex and elegant, and Côte de Provence Lalande, like our Cuvée Apogée and Cuvée Prestige. It's like a Grand Cru in Côte de Provence. So do not hesitate to contact us for more precise information. What I would like also to add that we have a great experience working with private labels, and we know it's in a big demand on your market. So if you have in mind this project or your distributors or your final customers, please do not hesitate also to reach out to us and to discuss this kind of partnership, because we will be delighted to deliver our winemaking expertise. We have a story to tell your clients about our winery. We have all the means to accomplish this kind of project. And now the most exciting moment, we would like to announce our commercial offer, exceptional commercial offer for you. So we would like to give you all a chance to know us better. And of course, the best way to know us is to drink our wines, but also to visit us. Saying that, I would like to announce a commercial gift. We are ready to pay a weekend for 2 people in Provence next year during the harvest 2021 for those who will buy 800 cases of any of our wines. So only 800 cases, and the package will include the return ticket from your place to Provence for 2 people, 2 nights in the nearest town in our neighborhoods on the Mediterranean coast, the unforgettable experience with our family, and a lot of gastronomical adventures. So I would like you to use this chance, not to miss it. And I promise you, once you come to Provence, once you come to meet us, you will understand that the heaven exists, and heaven is in Provence. So only 800 cases or more if you wish. I think that is all. Thank you very much for listening to me, for giving me this opportunity to tell you about our winery. Please stay healthy, safe, and always with a good wine and with your beloved ones. And I don't see your current questions. If there are, please read me if there are any questions. Otherwise, please, yes.
Yes, we have questions indeed. So they're asking if you already export to Canada, and if so, to which provinces, or if you are in search of any provinces in Canada. The other question was about the organic certification, and I already answered that you are ongoing organic conversion and certified HVE3. Is that correct?
This is correct. So
okay.
Starting with the first question, we are not yet in Canada, so we will be happy to be in Canada in any or in all provinces. And also, yes, you have answered correctly. We are now converting to the biological agriculture, so we'll get this label by 2022, and now we have the certification label called HVE3, which is high value environmental level 3, the highest level. So it's sustainable farming without using any pesticides, herbicides. What else it means that we create and we protect our the biodiversity in our property, our open ecosystem, and well, all this set of rules which is required by this certification.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
how about your offer? Because you showed in your presentation the Rosé Safari. What is this about?
Yes, we propose also like some adventures in our winery. So it's rosé tours. People who wish to know, wish to discover our winery a little bit more, they can come, and we have our retro Defender, an old English car, and we make a visit around our vineyards, explaining our farming practices, tasting the wines, spending great time together. So this is a fun 2 hours of fun in our winery.
Okay, and there is one last question. It comes from Steve Murphy. He's asking, what is the biggest problem in the vineyard? If you have like bacteria, virus, fungus? I think, well, it's Provence, so it's very dry.
Yes, well, first of all, we have the very ideal climate. As I told you, we are 600 meters away from the Mediterranean Sea. So we always, even now, probably you can see, we always have a wind coming from the sea. So it dries the air, and that's true. Our wines, they suffer much less of the humidity related diseases, but then to protect our wines, our wine growers, they use also organic treatment like copper and Remy, just sulfur. Yes. Hello?
I was talking with my muted microphone, sorry. Excellent. Thank you very much, Sonia. That was very nice.
Much.
Oh, I see, Artie, there is... Yes, so in which states in the US do you sell your wines?
At the moment, the brand La Sanglière is sold in Texas and the state of Washington.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now we have, well, in the order, we have Lauriane Lejour from Champagne Le Jour, if she's ready, because I have no news from Christelle. So, are you ready? Oh, bonjour, Lauriane. Nice to see you. So, the
Hello.
stage is yours.
Hello. My name is Lauriane. I'm a farmer, a winemaker. I have my own champagne brand, and I do all by myself. Yeah.
We haven't. Yes. Can you speak closer to your microphone? Thank you.
It's better. And I'm a farmer. I do all by myself. I'm alone, and I have a micro domain, 3.70 acres. It's a little domain, and this is my champagne. I do it from scratch. So that's I'm here to do everything from pruning to harvesting, and pressing to disgorging, and from my cellar to your table. And I'm really happy. I truly feel happy working in the vineyards, like a gardener. And you will find me all year round in the vineyards, and since 2016, I cultivate my own grapes, age and craft my own wines from my family's plots, which are located in 6 different terroirs classified Grand Cru and Premier Cru, and in the south of Montagne de Reims and in the Côte des Blancs area. My philosophy is to work each plot carefully, individually. I know them by heart. I closely monitor them to mature the most intense grape at the moment of the harvest. And I try to find the best fruit flavor to express the vintage and each terroir. My goal is to create very pure, taints and clean champagne. I spend a lot of time out in the nature, and I let my wines from previous vintage rest for at least 24 months. It depends on the cuvée, but at least 24 months. I adapt to the wine taste patiently throughout the aging process to monitor its evolution and to disgorge at the best moment. So we can taste the first cuvée. It's a Brut Grand Cru, and I show you the bottle. So this one, it's okay. Yeah, okay. And it's a Brut Grand Cru. It's 2017 base wine, and 80% base wine and 20% reserve wine. It's a blend with Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. It's really floral and fruity, and it's better for aperitif. It's a champagne really it's a champagne you can drink very at a lot of different moments. And Goemio rated this cuvée in a remarkable wines category. So in the 2021 guide, I obtained a grade between 15 and 60. I wait to know exactly my grade. So I will know it at the beginning of November. So this is this cuvée, and I also grow another cuvée which is Extra Brut. The Extra Brut is delicate and tight. There's less sugar inside. It's perfect for gastronomic moment. And you can also taste another cuvée, which is the rosé one, with it's a blend with 5% red wine inside, so it's more elegant than rosé de Saignée because because there's a lot of Chardonnay inside, and it's more like a rosé champagne and not like a rosé de Saignée. I also grow Blanc de Blanc and the Blanc de Noir, both vintages, and they are resting in the cellar now. I'm also lucky enough to have had my 3 cuvées selected by gastronomic restaurants, like a Michelin-starred restaurant, 4 Seasons, and I already sell my champagne in Denmark, Austria, and I will also be honored to be present on the other side of Atlantic. So if you feel like having a champagne with personality, 100% created by a woman, a champagne pure, concentrated, clean, which expresses the vintage, the terroir. I also numbered each bottle, so you can try to call me and to write me. I'll be glad to be by your side along the distribution process. I can supply 2% samples, and I am available on for Instagram wine tasting, in live social media campaigns partnership. I can supply photo report, bottles, pack shot, visual design, or all marketing tools you need. So you can reach me if you want by email, social media, and if you have any question, you can find me in the chat now. Okay. Thanks for listening to me today.
Thank you, Lauriane. We have one question from Michael Lamb, and he's asking, what are the specific characteristics of the cru Ambonnet, Bouzy, and Louvois? So maybe if you wish to answer in French and we do the translation, I can do the translation.
Ok. C'est des crus qui sont très mûrs tous les ans, dans lesquels on a une très très bonne maturité. Ce sont des grands crus et ce sont exclusivement des vieilles vignes qui ont 50 ans d'âge en moyenne, avec lesquelles on obtient du coup des vins qui sont très complexes et très amples.
Okay, parfait. So the translation, so I send it through the chat, but these crus allow a great ripeness of the grapes, and most of them own very old wines. Not very old, old vines. Is that correct?
Yes.
As a summary. And is tisane term anyone uses anymore? Yes, Steve Murphy demande, is tisane a term that anyone uses anymore in Champagne? Est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui vous dit tisane?
Tisane, comme des herbes fraîches.
Steve, what is exactly the question about the tisane term? Is it about the aromatic notes? Because tisane, she's asking if it's like the a tea and a herb infusion.
No.
Is that your question about? We made from wine made from du vin qui est fait avec de vin de réserve.
Des vins de réserve. Oui.
Yes, if this is the term of tisane is still s'il est encore utilisé, if it's still in use.
C'est reserve wine, c'est vin de réserve qu'on utilise. Et j'ai 20% de vin de réserve dans mes champagnes.
Ok. Ok.
Oui.
Parfait. Any more questions for Lauriane? Anyway, I love your photos. All the photos of your products are so nice. That's
Thank you.
excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Thank you.
So now, is Christelle ready? Is
Yes,
there...
I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. So we
I'm
go
so
back to
sorry.
Christelle. Oh yeah, yeah. The sound still. The sound is still
You don't hear
strange.
me?
Why don't you remove?
Are you okay?
Yes. Why don't you remove? Turn off. I think that you cannot hear us. Why don't you remove the video? Because the video is taking so much resource for your voice, and we prefer to hear you. Okay. Yes, there is an
It's
issue with
okay?
the. Okay. Turn off your camera. We don't need the camera. We just need the sound and the because the camera
It's
takes
okay?
so much.
You understand me now? You hear
Yes,
me?
but turn off
It's
the
okay?
camera. Turn off the camera. Turn off the camera, Christelle, because we don't need the camera. It's preferred to hearing you. Voilà. Je vois.
Si vous ne me voyez pas, si j'enlève la vidéo.
No, but it's okay. We have the presentation. So start your presentation.
Ouais, j'ai la vidéo.
And
Là.
it's okay. It's okay if we don't have. Turn off the video, please. Okay. The video won't work because you don't have enough resources for the video, so just the voice.
Okay. It's okay? Okay. Hello, everybody. Hola a todos. Why I start with my husband to pass with the tractor because I said it's possible to work at the vineyards and to have wet lips and to have works clothes and I start also to speak in Spanish because I'm a daughter to immigrant Spanish. And for me, I ate it, the vine and also the wine when I was young. And for me, it was a supplice. It was an obligation to go to work at the vineyards with my parents. And when I met Michael, it was amazing because Michael is very passionate about her domain, domaine du boss crochet. It's since 4 generation. We are near to Narbonne in Languedoc. We are in the top of the Minervois. The Minervois, it's at 260 meters of altitude. And you can see we have 28 hectares and with red wine, and also we make white wine. When I meet Michael, I said I didn't like wine, and how to say apprendre. I learned to work with him at the vineyards, and now since 2012, it's me. I am a winemaker. I am a winemaker, but a woman winemaker. And it's for that it changed a lot because my husband, he make a few sentences for the introduction on your Instagram, and he said if Christelle he wasn't in the domain, I didn't know if I continued the adventure because it's a family domain. It's alone, and he's not very à l'aise, very, comment on dit à l'aise? Sorry, very easy for him to talk English, to talk about wine, to talk about the vineyards, because it's very timid, very
Shy.
Yeah, when we start to continue the adventure to make the wine in a bottle, It was in 2009, and we start with 1,000 bottles red wine, rosé wine, and after in 2012 we continued the adventure together, you know, and we're going to present you all the wine. In the first wine, can you make Odile, can you put the slide with the bottles, please? Yes, sorry. Next one, it's possible. We have 5 cuvées. One rosé, it's Mademoiselle. You can see in the bottle, it's our daughter, Mademoiselle. She calls Isia. And in a bottle, you can see the eyes in a bottle. And we want a rosé wine for the aperitif, but it's something like grass, no grass, round. Also, you can eat a barbecue or maybe a pizza or maybe a meal. After we have Le Petit Lény. Alors, le rosé wine, it's with 100% senso, 100% of senso. After we have Le Petit Lény. Le Petit Lény, it's our son, and it's Vermentino and Roussanne. And it's dry, but no dry, soft. It's with fruity wine, like ananas, like citrus. It's going to be great for the oyster, for the fish, but very fresh. It's a good aperitif. After we have the red wine. Odile, another slide, please. We have une autre histoire, Carpe Diem et Ivresse d'essence. I'm going to talk at the end une autre histoire for the exporter, because Carpe Diem and Ivresse d'essence, we have a blended, but it's in a barrels. And we make a small quantity for Ivresse d'essence, only 2,000 actually, but we can make more for the future. But if we make partner, we can program and give you, I said, you like this Ivresse d'essence, you like it, we can't make for you this cuvée. I said that because for the Carpe Diem, it's the same thing. For the Carpe Diem, it's on the barrels also. 60% of Syrah and 40% of old Carignan, and made and harvest Carignan with maceration carbonique. And this blended after it's a half in a barrels and a half in a tanks. And this one, we have a quantity, but this one, for example, we have an acheteur, a revendeur, a seller in China, and every year he said we want a container, we want 12,000 bottles. We can make it, but we have to how to say prévoir, Odile?
To anticipate.
Yes. For this, I said this example because for the Carpe Diem we can make it, but we have provided. We have to make plans for the future for the barrels, you know. And now I present today une autre histoire, because for me, notre histoire, I think it's a friendly wine. You can find in notre histoire 50% of Syrah, 30% of Grenache, and 20% of Carignan. It's a traditional method. It's a fruity wine. I don't like to say easy wine, but yes, it's an easy wine because you can drink with what you want. You can drink with ham, with barbecue, with pizza, or maybe with the cassoulet, because it's a very good blended, because it's spicy but fruity but strong. And you can see in this wine, I present this one
for maybe a collaboration for the United States or maybe the Canada, because this one we can put in a bottle what we want because there isn't barrels, you know. And after that, I think if you are going to work together, we can, for the promotion, we can give you promotional items or percent of sample for your degustation, you know. And if you have a good buyer, we can wait you here. We can wait in the south of France, maybe make a cruiser in the Canal of Midi and meet Minerve, a medieval city next to us. And we can come. We offer 2 days, magic 2 days. But depends your offer and depends what you're going to propose to sell for us. I think I say all the thing for you can see our place. It's my view from my domains with my husband and with my daughter and my son. We live together here. And just, I forgot something. All our weights are until 14% of alcohol. All of your red wine, near 15. In the bottle, we put 40.5. Because in France, they said, oh, there is a lot of alcohol in your wine. And then I said, you have to have alcohol because if you haven't alcohol, it's the sun. It gives alcohol. It gives alcohol at our wine. And the sun gives maturity, gives elegance, gives good balance. A good balance. Okay, and I think I've said all the thing. I said just me, I'm winemaker now. We can change. We can change because when you have a passion in your job, in your work, I think you make what you want. And you can see together with my Michael, my husband, it's very a very part of love. And I think he make all you can make what you want.
Christelle, we have questions. So
Yes.
we have questions from Steve Murphy, who's asking, what is the kind of stopping system, the bouchon do you use? Do you use cork or screw caps, or it can be customized?
Alors, for the Ivresse d'Essence, the big one, it's cork, traditional cork. And for Carpe Diem, une autre histoire, rosé wine and white wine. The other one, there is technical corks.
Screw cap?
It's cork blended with technical, you know, reconstituted.
Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. Steve, is that okay for an answer?
Yeah, and I have to finish my presentation. Just a few things. I'm going to show you Michael, and I hope the... Hello. Hello?
Yes, but we cannot see, you know, yes. Hello, bonjour, Michael. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for the presentation.
Yes, hello. Hello. Okay, and I can do my son because I hope my daughter, she's going to be continued like me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
so much. Merci.
So, is Sylvie Defarge ready? Sylvie?
Yes, I am. I just opened my.
Hello, Sylvie. Parfait.
Okay. So, hello everybody. Bonjour. I am Sylvie from Château Moulin-Caresse. And my property, my estate is in southwest of France, in Dordogne, in the area of Périgord. And it is a family estate since centuries. It's a very long time we are established here. And actually we are at the ninth generation, as I work actually with my two boys, and they represent the ninth generation. We own, as we work together, we have quite a large property now, as we own 125 acres, which represent 25,000 cases of wine, and all colors are vinified here: rosé, dry white, sweet white, reds. And we produce wine in AOP, and Bergerac and Moravel, and also IGP, wine of Périgord, which is new. It is new bottles were produced with our two boys who decided to vinify this kind of wine. The property is grown in sustainable since long time. We are recognized as HVA3, which high environmental value, and we are in conversion in organic culture. So actually, we grow the vines in organic culture. So now let's talk about the wine. I'm going to present you the red. The first red is called Les Frangins. Here we are. Les Frangins, which means the brothers in French, in English, sorry. And this bottle is, this one is in IGP Périgord. It's made with Merlot and Malbec. It's a very fruity, easygoing, easy drinking wine. It's a wine you can drink with friends, a little bit fresh, as it is not very, very tannic, very rich. It's a wine just to drink for the pleasure, with some what we call charcuterie, with some sausage, barbecue, and things like that. So it's a very pleasant wine, very fruity wine and pleasant wine. The second one is a Merlot, Odile. Can you put the slide, please? Yes, that's it. The Merlot, which is, as the name is written on the bottle, it's a pure Merlot, which is the main variety of grape in our region. And it is vinified in tank. There is no aging in oak in this wine, so it's very fruity, very easy also, but a little bit richer compared to the previous one. This one is in AOP Bergerac, and we produce for this wine around 2,000 cases of wine of this wine. The previous one, the brothers, we produce 3,000 cases. And the Merlot is, the percentage alcohol of Merlot is more than 14% volume alcohol, which could be interesting for the American market, the United States market, I think. Then, next range of wine is the Cuvée Magie d'Automne. Yes, here we are. So the Cuvée Magie d'Automne, which is the wine I'm going to present to you a little bit more, to talk more about this wine. It's a cuvée, it's in fact our original cuvée. We vinify when we start with my husband and the children, with my husband when we were young. And when it has been passed from the grandparents and parents. And we started with this cuvée. Of course, it was another label by this time. We changed the label sometime. And the Magie d'Automne is a blend of the 4 red varieties of our region, the traditional varieties, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Malbec. It's a wine which has been aged a little bit in oak, but very a small percentage of new barrels. So the oak is very well integrated. It's very smooth. It is very delicate and not too strong. So it's just a little taste of vanilla. This bottle has won a lot of awards because it is a wine that has been very appreciated by a lot of people. I sell this wine all over the world, in Asia, and I would like now to sell in America. That's why I'm here today. And it is a wine you can drink with, of course, with red meat, with roti, beef, with steak, with Dutch fillet, with lamb. So it's you have very nice combination with quite a lot of food, and also vegan food, because now you can drink this wine with also a vegan steak, which is very good too. Also, it's nice with cheese, of course. This wine is very fruity, as I told you. We have black currant, blackberries, and in the mouth it's very supple and round and very nice to drink. And it's a wine you can keep. Actually, I propose a vintage 2016, and it's a wine you can drink it right now. It is ready to drink, and you can keep few years, as it's a wine you can lay down for several years. On this wine, we also produce in magnum, so in big bottles like this. And also, we can propose you the previous label, another label, which could fit, but maybe which could appeal to you better than the new one. I don't know if you see it on the video. So, but if you want, I can send you a picture of it. And the last trade I would like to propose you is the cuvée, 100%, that means 100%. That means 100% of passion to do the best we can do. And this appellation here is Montravel. Montravel is our great wine of the property. It's a rich wine, full body wine. It's the vines, we have chosen the best wine with the oldest vines and the best terroir we have. And we made a selection for this cuvée. So it's a wine to keep for a long time. I propose you the vintage 2015, which own also a lot of awards because people like it very much too. And it is a blend, also a blend of 55% of Merlot, 20% of Malbec, 20% of Cabernet Franc, and 5% of Cabernet Sauvignon, which is very precise. This appellation is an appellation in red that we have, our generation, built in the year 2000. Before, it did not exist because Montravel was only a white appellation. And so we obtained this appellation in 2000. So we are the generation who are lucky to be able to recognize our terroir for this kind of wine. We produce this bottle, we produce around 20,000 cases, and for this one, around 3,000 cases for the Magidoton. Today, I would like to propose this wine to your market. Of course, we also have dry white, sweet, and rosé. So I have quite a large range if you are interested by all the wines. And I would like to make a special offer for the red, because I know that the context actually is very difficult for you and also for us. But we can make effort for that and offer a discount, a promotional budget, a promotional percentage for each cases of 10% in order to help you to promote the wines to your distributors, retailers, to your clients. And of course, I can propose you also digital contents and USB case and everything video in order to help you to show the wines and try to sell the wines. Also, I also want to propose you something. In Périgord, we are in a very touristic place, and we have a guest house. And I would like to invite you, when you are able to buy enough cases, 500 cases of wine, I would like to invite you and offer you 1 week in our cottage. Unfortunately, it was too late to show the cottage, the picture of the house, but there is a private swimming pool, there is 3 rooms, it's a beautiful old house and very comfortable. And so if you buy me 500 cases during the year, you will be invited in this cottage. And also we have a big house, and this year we have restored guest room. So if you come in France to visit and you want to visit the winery, you want to see the vines, you want to see how we work, you will be invited and stay with us in our bed and breakfast in our rooms. And have a lunch with us, because I can cook you a good lunch or good dinner with specialties of the area. I've been told that I'm not a too bad cooker. So this is my proposal today. So thank you very much. If you have any question, I've been very quick, but if you have any question, please do ask. Thank you very much.
Merci, Sylvie. That was very clear, very nice.
Thank you.
So, yes, do we have questions? Okay, no, it was very clear. And all the grapes and all the blends, everything was very clear. Thank you very much, Sylvie.
Thank
We
you.
may receive additional question and we will forward to you.
Okay.
So, thank you. Our next domain is Domaine de Villeneuve, and Victorine and Annelise Fraisse will be presenting now. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm very excited to introduce you to our family vineyard. I'm Victorine, and this is my mother, Annelise. Hello. So we work in family in the Pic Saint-Loup area, in the Languedoc. We work with my brother, my father, who is a beekeeper, and my mother inherited from 8 generations of winemaker. So we have some history in the vineyard, but we are new on export market. So we are delighted to introduce you to our wine to your markets. So Pic Saint-Loup appellation, to recall, is an appellation in between the Mediterranean Sea and the Cévennes Mountains in the south of France. And it's kind of cru in the Languedoc. It has a lot of rain compared to the rest of the region, and it's a special climate giving us a lot of freshness. We have a great terroir made by geological moves. It's made mainly by clay and limestones. You can see in the pictures our great terroir and the different parcels and plots we have. Next slide, we will see that we have some outstanding vineyard with garrigue, a lot of scrambland, rosemary plants, and we have also some protected animals in our area, such as an eagle called Aigle de Bonelli. So it's a protected species, and we protect our vines with a lot of trees and garrigue. We work a lot by hand. We can see we harvest mostly by hand, mostly Syrah grapes. So that's why we are 4 of us working in the vineyard. But with my mother, we put a feminine touch to our vineyard with also a beekeeper in the family. We produce more than 10 types of honeys. So this is the garrigue honey. It's a scrubland honey with rosemary and garrigue plants. And we see time as winemaking. That's our main point, I will say. It's a key point because we are protecting both our biodiversity and our vineyard. So next slide, please. Our aim is at creating unique wines. We are a vineyard of 50 hectares, and we make different types of wine. We create a small cuvée. We use French oak barrels only, and we produce very traditional, with traditional methods. We produce Pic Saint-Loup wine, red wines, but also white and rosé. So I will show you this one, which is our main cuvée, our bestseller, which is Apiculteur. We have in the next slide presentation. So this is our main cuvée. We produced almost 80,000 bottles a year. So it's a good point to enter market because we can evolve on this cuvée. In France, it's very successful because it's easy drinking, it's mostly Syrah, and it's fruit forward. So you can have it with a brunch, with pizza, with ham. It's a delight. And this is a wine in Pic Saint-Loup. So you can have a picture of the mountains on the label and also a story about our work because we are beekeepers and winemakers. So to promote this cuvée, we can work on a partnership to save bees. So if we have an agreement, we can have a partnership, $1 saved for each bottle you sell. So it can be interesting for customers to promote bee saving. And this is a very good wine. In France, it's very successful. And then, can you go back to, I have another slide in between. This is not. So I had another wine, which is aged in barrels. So it's a second wine. It's 2016 vintage, and it has a lot of medals in France. At Macron, every year we have a medal. It's sometimes in the Guide Hachette in France, and I'm looking forward to presenting it to American awards when I will have an importer in the US. So I'm very delighted to present you my wines and my family wines, because we have a large range of wine, and we can do some work about it on your markets, I'm sure. And it's new because my mother is passing her vines to my brother and I, so we're working together to promote our wines worldwide. And the last wine I would like to introduce is a special cuvée. So this is Folle Envie, which means crazy envy, because it's very unique and innovative. Sorry. It's a manual harvest of our best plot of Syrah. Under the mountains, I showed some photos with the mountains. We select the best plots of Syrah, and we make it a full fermentation in barrels, which means we get the tannins very smooth because the whole grapes goes inside the barrels and everything happens within it. And it's a very interesting wine. It has a dark color. It's very intense. You can smell all the garrigue and the scrublands. It's in the mouth. It's like complex with pepper, olive spread, juniper. It's very dense, and it has this vintage has got 2 stars at Guide Hachette France. So it's a very special wine. We only produce 10 barrels of it. So I would like to introduce you to our wines because it's very new to the market, and I think despite the pandemic, we can work together on the long term. I'm looking forward to find distributors, importers, because we are new in the markets. So please contact me to have further information about our wines. You can contact me either on emails, on our website, or on my number. And I will stay in questions. So thank you for your attention and have a good day. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thank you, Victorine. If there is one slide missing, send it to me, and we will add it to the PDF version that we will send to all the buyers.
Okay. We'll send it to you.
Thank you. So, thank you very much. Do we have questions for Domaine de Villeneuve or Victorine? And if not, we can move to Champagne with the Champagne Chapuis, and we have Elodie Chapuis with us. Merci Victorine.
Thank you.
Yes, hello everybody. So welcome to back to Champagne in the I would like to thank you, so you, Odile and Pascal and all the team of APDSA. It's a huge opportunity for me to have this speech today and presentation with you. It's my first time virtual conference, so I hope I could give you any information you like, and so I hope one day, yeah, in the future, in very next future, we could meet for real, either in the United States, in Canada, or in France, whatever. So Champagne Chapuis is a family estate, and it's really a history of women. In fact, now we run the business, my sister and I. So Aurore is responsible for all the vinification and production tasks, and I'm the commercial marketing manager. We went back in 2003 and 2008. Our grandfather founded the brand in 1952, and then my father came back in 1981. And in fact, no, it was only a question of man at that time. And fortunately, we had the passion and the move to turn this estate into a feminine one. So now we are the third generation. So you can see on the pictures, so all the family and my mother as well. In fact, we farm 9 hectares altogether. 6 hectares are located in the Côte des Blancs, exclusively planted with Chardonnay in the Grand Cru area. And we are very fortunate to have 3 more hectares coming from my mom family, planted with Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay. So the vineyards are closer to Épernay with a different soil. So it's very nice to use in our blends. So as you can see now, we are very proud to have been certified last year with the high environmental value. So it's not organic as just sustainable farming, but in fact, we plow the soil, sometimes with a horse, as you can see, Amazon, our horse. And we are very dedicated to environment, and we are focused on no use of any herbicides anymore. So that's why we plow, or either we have cover crop grass in the middle of the rows. And so it's very important that we wanted to turn to that kind of farming approach, because then it helps the roots to get really deeper in the soil, and you get really all the true aromas of the varietals. And particularly in our Côte des Blancs in Auger village, the soil is very chalky, so you have limestones everywhere, but it's not it's very soft limestone. So the village is settled just in the middle, or like a big amphitheater, with all the slopes around. And then you have at the bottom of the village these soft limestone blended with alluvium, with really soft earth. And so it's very easy for the roots then to get deeper and get really all the minerality and all the finesse from the soil. So that gives really very typical Chardonnay style. That not aggressive at all, so it's very nice. So the second thing is about our wine style is that we don't use any oak barrels. That's part of our philosophy. So we are really focused on purity and on lightness. So that's why we don't want to transform the taste of the varietal. And so that's why we use exclusively stainless tanks. And also what we do is that we play with malolactic fermentation. So usually we wait during the harvest time, we wait until the grapes are very ripened, sometimes more that the Champagne appellation asks to, in order to have a very mature, good maturity and open juices during the press house. And so that allows us then to have a good balance between maturity, roundness, and then we block the malolactic fermentation so to keep the freshness and the crispiness of the wine. So that's our style of wine. So that's why we have always this good balance between lightness, delicacy, and full body and good maturity of the Chardonnay. So today I would like to introduce you to our, so it's only a tease, our Grand Cru range. So I have with me two champagne rated as Grand Cru. First, the first of it is really our bestseller. So this is our Brut Réserve Grand Cru Blanc de Blanc. It's a non-vintage champagne. It has been, so this is the base of harvest 2017 with, as you can see, so a lot of reserve wines in the blend because it's blended with 57% of reserve wine. Of course, this is a partial malolactic, so we block the malolactic fermentation on the reserve wine and not on the base harvest. So it has been disgorged in February with a quite low dosage. By the way, we don't dose so much for regular brut, so it's dosed by 6 grams. So we produce around 20,000 bottles a year of this one, and this one is really typical for, as I just told you a few minutes ago about Auger style. It's very with delicate mousse, quite persistent. Get some pear and white fruits on the nose. It's very, very fine, and then it has quite of roundness on the finish, creaminess on the finish, which is very, very easy drinking. Really nice when you just want to open your mouth for the aperitif or after work time, and then your palate is just prepared to drink whatever you like during all night. So it's very easy drinking. So of course, you can pair it if you like. I should advise, of course, some seafood like shrimps or just snacked scallops. And if you like, with goat cheese is very nice as well, because then you have a good balance between the crispiness and the lightness and also the fat of the goat meat. So it's very interesting to have this kind of champagne. So now this champagne is already distributed in the United States, only in California, Washington State, from New York to South Carolina and Washington DC as well. So of course it could be and also in Ontario. It would be much more interesting also for us to propose this kind of champagne in any other states in the United States. So let's wait and see. So now the second champagne is our new baby, by the way. Oh yes, I've got some awards, but let's go for it. Thank you, Odile. So this is the second cuvée. This is a vintage, by the way. So it's still a Grand Cru Blanc de Blanc, so pure Chardonnay. But our last vintage is the 2013. It's usually presented in this individual gift box. So as you can see, so we try to cope with a foil cap as well. What was very typical in 2013 is that we got a strong acidity base in our champagne. So for us in champagne, that means that you can keep it longer, you can keep can age longer on lees because of that strong acidity base. So that was, of course, obvious to vintage after this harvest 2013. So usually we produce only 5,000 bottles of vintage Blanc de Blanc. Of course, it's still vinified in stainless tanks, and we block completely the malolactic fermentation in order to have a long aging process. So this has been bottled in 2014, and so now disgorged last year in July with quite a low dosage, quite like an extra brut dosage at 4 grams of sugar per liter. And what is very funny with this bottle is that it was really quite inhibited still just before the lockdown, and I don't know why, because of the lockdown, maybe it just opened itself, and now it becomes very complex with some honey, marmalade taste, and it just leaves the non-vintage champagne universe to now enter the new world of vintage and older champagne, with much more complexity and much gastronomic attributes, by the way. So it could be really a good pairing with a very noble fish or hammer, or if you have some crab, or very, very nice seafood, like for your first course. Really good. So we just launched this vintage last Christmas, so it's very, very young now, but it's true that it will have a good future and a good career, I hope. I stay at your entire disposal. May you need any other information. Of course, these 2 cuvées were just teasing. And Odile, maybe you can show us yes, thank you. The rest of the range. In fact, we produce 8 different other champagne. All the tradition range are blend champagne. So we use the other grapes from my mom vineyard. So Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, Chardonnay. They are much more rounder and fruitier compared to the Grand Cru Blanc de Blanc. And of course, we have a rosé in our range, a prestige cuvée, which is a vintage and blended blend of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. And our last unique is our baby. In fact, when we decided to transform and to convert our vineyards with the environmental approach, we make like an experiment in 3 selected plots where Amazon, our horse, worked in. And the result is this unique cuvée. It's a selection of 3 plots in the best part of Auger Terroir, exclusively worked out with a horse. And we put apart all the wines. We don't blend. It's vintage every year. And the purpose were to explore and to see the results and the impacts of this environmental approach with the horse on the wines. And so now we propose the first vintage, which is vintage 2014. So not so many bottles, only 1,400 bottles, but for a special event, for if you want to celebrate your next election to come, or really a good happy news after the pandemic, it would be a good opportunity. So I remain at your entire disposal. May you need any price list or any reviews about us, all the press book, please don't hesitate to contact me. So bye-bye. Have a nice evening.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup, Elodie. That was very clear, very nice presentation. So, do we have questions for Elodie? And if not, we can move to Mathilde Sauvette to the Loire Valley. Merci.
Hello, everybody, and nice to meet you, even if it's through a screen. I am Mathilde Sauvette. I'm happy to share this space with other women and present you my familial estate. We are located in the Loire Valley, particularly in the area of Touraine et Haute-Sy, in the middle of some famous chateaux like Cheverny, Chenonceau, Amboise, or Chambord. So I am the 5th generation working on the estate. My great-great-grandfather Georges planted the first vines in 1905. Then the farm passed down from father to son, and recently from my father to me, the first lady. I was working with my parents for 6 years, but this summer I became the official manager and my father a young retired wine grower. In fact, we are still working together. Jérôme is mostly in the vines. We both make the wine. Dominique, my mother, labeling the order or receiving the clients in the wine shop, and me mostly in a commercial and a touristic job. We have today 18 hectares, 8 hectares with Sauvignon Blanc, 4 with Gamay, and 4 with Malbec. We have also some small parcel with Chardonnay, Chenin, Cabernet Franc, and Pinot de Nice. Like you see on the photo, we have been practicing organic cultivation for 20 years. We are certified by EcoCert. So no herbicide. We work the soil under the rows mechanically, and we leave the natural flora between the rows. And to protect the vines, no chemicals. We only use products of natural origin and plant-based preparation. We are now working more and more biodynamically, and we are very interested by Demeter or Biodivin specification. Next slide, please. So our wines incarnate the generosity of our terroir and the diversity of our soil. We have created 4 wine ranges. So the first one, Plaisir range. We have 3 wines express all the crispness of the variety. A white Sauvignon, a rosé Méli-Mélo with Pinot de Nice and Cabernet Franc, and Les Gravouilles with Gamay. The 3 wines are AOC Touraine. Our second range, called Seduction, is composed of 2 wines from the area of the new appellation Touraine-Chenonceau. So you have Oniro the white, Antea the red, and also in this range, our sparkling cuvée, AOC Crémant de Loire. In our exception range, we offer wines from our oldest vines and more concentrated grapes. A white wine called Confidence, and 2 red wines, Solaris made with Gamay, and Privilège with Malbec and Cabernet Franc. And finally, in the Sublime range, we offer 2 festive and precious wines, totally vinificate in barrels. You have Idem 100% Sauvignon and Osmose 100% Malbec. So I don't have time to present you all the wines, but I want to detail our 4 emblematic cuvées. So first of all, 2 wines very representative from the AOC Touraine. They are fresh and generous, light, fruity, the purest expression of their variety. So of course, the first one is a white wine from Sauvignon. Vintage 2019 is actually available. The soil is made of wind-blown sand. For this wine, we harvest with a machine very early in the morning and press directly. The fermentation takes place naturally without the addition of yeast during approximately 1 month, and then follow aging in vat during 6 months minimum. I'm not sure that you will very nice that you could see this wine, but it's a very dry white wine with a clear yellow color. It's full of white fruits and lemony notes. It's a very crispy wine, and it goes perfectly with shellfish, asparagus, or goat cheese. The second wine is Le Gravouille. It's 100% Gamay. So this is a blend of several of different exposed hillsides where we could find lots of stone. So flint, perron, or sponge stone. Gamay and all our red grapes are harvesting by hand in small crates. So the grapes arrive undamaged in the cellar. We keep the grapes entire and make carbonic maceration under bioprotection. The fermentation lasts between 8 and 10 days, and the wine is matured in vats between 6 and 9 months. So actually, we are selling vintage 2019. It's a very brilliant ruby color wine with a powerful nose with aromas of red fruit, and just a hint of spiciness. This is a wine without complex to share with friends and family around pork meats or grilled beef. The second range I want to present you is our Touraine Chenonceau. So this new appellation was born in 2011. I'm not sure it will be clear, but it covers both banks of the river Cher, and parcels are concentrated on the upper slope. So the vines are implanted on clay siliceous grounds, and we could find a lot of things. Our white Chenonceau is named Oneros. So we harvest and vinificate this wine with the same process than our Touraine Sauvignon, but the aging is longer, between 12 and 18 months. Oneros has a straw yellow color. The flavor is very rich, delicate, with complex notes of pineapple, apricot, or passion fruit. The tasting is very dense and well balanced, with a length of exotic and ripe fruits and a mineral freshness. Actually available, the vintage 2018 was rewarded by a silver medal during Challenge Millésime Bio 2020 and by 1 star in the new Guide Hachette edition 2021. Our red Touraine Chenonceau is Antea. So this is a blend with 65% Malbec and 35% Cabernet Franc. It's harvesting by hand, and we vinificate part of the cuvée with entire grapes and carbonic maceration, and the other part with destemmed grapes, cool pre-fermentation, and some pumping during alcoholic fermentation. Then we blend together these two parts. So Antea is an intense wine, complex with notes of black fruits, chocolate hint, or spicy notes. It expresses a beautiful intensity with well-coated tannins and a very long persistence. It goes well with red meat, duck, or veal, and it could be kept a long time until 10 years. Actually, we are selling vintage 2017, which obtained a gold medal in Challenge Millésime Bio this year also, or a silver medal during a concours of independent wine grower. The time is too short to tell you more details about the other wines. I'm staying at your disposal if you need more information. About the price, so the price ex-seller for 600 bottles is €486 for Sauvignon and Gravouille, and €593 for Oniro and Antea. It's decreasing according to the quantities. Don't hesitate to have a look on our website or to send me an email for other details. We will be happy to send you some samples, make a tasting by video conference, and when it will be possible, of course, to receive you directly on our domain for a complete visit and tasting. I let the speaking. Thank you very much for your attention. Take care of yourself and bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Mathilde.
Thank
That
you.
was very clear.
Thank you.
So, do we have questions for Mathilde Domaine Sauvette? And if not, we can move to Chantal. Chantal Bréjon-Gonnet, are you ready to join us?
Yes,
Merci beaucoup,
hello.
Mathilde.
Bonjour. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I know it's quite long today. You deserve a great one because I am almost the last one. So I am Chantal Gonnet from Champagne Philippe Gonnet at Le Mesnil-sur-Oger in the heart of the Côte des Blancs. We are specialists of Blanc de Blanc. We grow mostly Chardonnays. So we are the 7th generation of the family, and we have old cellars dating from the 18th century, and you're always very welcome to visit us. We like to share our passion with our customers, any champagne lovers. It's always nice. The style of our champagne is mineral driven. We like fresh, delicate, great, nice, long in the mouth, and very elegant wines. So the vineyard, next slide, please, Odile.
Yes.
So I said we are located in the heart of the Côte des Blancs in Le Mesnil-sur-Oger. Oh, it's about me. So I am, I think you passed a couple of slides. Sorry, Odile, you went too fast.
No.
Okay, fine. So I am Chantal. It's a team, brother and sister. My brother is a winemaker. I am in charge of the sales. I travel a lot. We export 70% of our production. I love to travel. I love to meet people. We like to share everything with people. And we know that if you choose Philippe Gonnet, is to meet us and to have a human experience. Otherwise, you would go to a big name, a big brand. So I like to meet you and meet your customers. And we like to bring this experience to your customers, actually. So as I said, I like to travel. I have lived 3 years in Asia, in Singapore, 2 years in Miami. I developed at that time the sales in the US. We are in a couple of states, but we are still looking mostly in the West, as well in Canada and in Mexico. Now my brother, Pierre, he's a winemaker and he loves to be in the vineyard. He's a true man of the earth. He studied in Burgundy. That's why his wine has a kind of Burgundy style. He liked to work plot by plot and separate all the wines. Although in Champagne, we blend a lot of different plots, of course. So he always tried to show the terroir of the wine. This is very important for us. Delicacy and freshness, and the terroir is really what we like to show. So in terms of winemaking, we have a vertical press in wood, so the old style, because this is more respectful for the grapes, and you have also a touch with the wood, which brings also some richness to the wine. Very interesting. We have small tanks, and we vinify plot by plot. And a very specific thing is that we use a high proportion of reserve wine, from 30% to 50%, which is a lot. It brings the maturity, it keeps the consistency of the wine and the style of the house. All the wines are very different, and we keep a lot of different vintages to help keep the style. The lineup is quite big. We have 9 different champagne plus a different label. We have 6 Blanc de Blanc, 1 Rosé, and 2 blends. The classic line, except the 2 Terre Cuvée, which are the special shape bottle, are without the malolactic fermentation. And the other ones are with the malolactic fermentation. We have different styles. We have also wines aged in oak barrel, small oak or big oak. So the wines have different influence and different winemaking. We try to do different things to bring richness to the wine and to help to have a stronger character. So I'm gonna, next slide, please. I'm gonna introduce our most well-known cuvée, which is called Signature. It's a Blanc de Blanc. Of course, I'm gonna talk about only Blanc de Blanc today because this is our specialty. You have on the label the signature of my brother, Pierre Gonnet. And this wine comes from 4 different terroirs. We own 20 hectares and in 8 villages. And it's mostly Chardonnay from the Côte Blanc, from the Cézanne and Montgueux, where we own 7 hectares next to Troyes. It's the northern part of the Aube. It's a very great terroir with the same kind of chalk, the white chalk, which is a very specific soil with marine microorganisms that give a strong minerality, salinity to the wine, and we like to show this. So this wine is in the nose. Cheers, I have my glass. With brioche aromas as well as buttery aromas, fresh nuts, and in the mouth it's quite long and with little citrus. So perfect to wake up your tongue, to make you hungry, and to just to want to pair with something. So easily you pair it with cheeses at the aperitif, or gougère, if you know. It's a nice brioche with cheese. Any kind of seafood, of course. We produce different formats. That's our very strong friends of Champagne Philippe Gonnet. We produce a lot of magnums. You see here behind me the lineup. We have 6 cuvées with magnums. So we are very strong in magnums. We think that this is the best format. My grandfather used to say that it's the best format to drink with your friends, especially if your friend doesn't drink. It's a joke. But anyway, it's where you know that in Champagne we have the problem of the oxidation after dégorgement, and in a magnum you have the same quantity of air than in a bottle, so less oxidation. So this is the best quality format for a champagne. And I want to do an offer. If someone can sell us 1,000 magnums, then I pay an air ticket to visit us, because this is very important to us to share with you on the winery, our passion. So we're gonna talk about the next slide. Of course, this wine has a lot of awards. Wine Spectator, Parker, Vinous, Goemillo, and Revue du Vin de France, which are French. And it's good to show that they have awards, of course. In terms of marketing, in our prices, we have always 10% marketing included. That means that 10% of the price is for samples. We're going to give you samples because we know you need a lot of samples to make our wine be discovered by your customers. When it's not well known, you need to push the wine and make tastings, of course. I do a lot of social medias, of course, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I do a lot of Zoom tasting. If you want to do a sales meeting with your rep, I can do my presentation and explain you all the wines and give your reps the keywords to sell my wines. We also produce big formats like Methuselah, Nabucodonosor, the 15 liters. And if you sell that kind of format, my brother would sign it and write a little note. I think it's great to have special mention on the bottle. It's a really nice bottle. So I'm gonna talk now about, sorry, Odile, keep on the previous, come back on the previous slide. So we have a Blanc de Blanc Extra Brut, which is a zero dosage Blanc de Blanc. It's named 3210. 3 is for 3 years of aging in the bottle. 2 is for 2 different vineyards. The 1 is for 1 grape variety Chardonnay. It's a Blanc de Blanc, and 0 for 0 dosage. So this is a great wine, pure, elegant, delicate, with a lot of sapidity, minerality, and this is great to drink with oysters, for example, any kind of seafood. And this has a lot of character. Usually you say champagne with no dosage is quite discreet, but this wine is very rich, very strong, and it's absolutely delicious. Available, of course, in Magnum. Next slide, please, Odile. Thank you. We come back on the cellars. Yeah, so it's to explain you about another cuvée that we created 7 years ago with my brother, with a special shape, a new design inspired from an old bottle that we have found in our cellars when we dig a new part in our cellars. So it's a new shape, very elegant, with a small neck. And my brother wanted to explore a new winemaking, so no malolactic fermentation, aging in foudre, 6,000 liters, and blending only 3 different terroirs. And that's why the name of this bottle is called Terre, T-E-R, like terroir, of course, and because it means 3. Bis is 2, terre is 3, because so it's 3 different terroirs, it's 3 different vintages, and we add a very low dosage of 3 grams only to keep it as pure as we can. So the one I wanted to introduce you is Terre Blanc. We have 2 cuvées, Terre Blanc with a white label and Terre Noire with the black label. So it's a blend of 3 vintages, 2012, 13, and 14, a third of each, and it's very elegant, delicious. The bottling was in 2015, so already 5 years in a bottle. It has a great maturity, great richness. It's very crisp in the mouth. It's very long also. It's really delicious. We have sold this champagne in a couple of great 3-star restaurants in Paris, and also in New York at Le Bernardin, to give you an example. It's really delicious, and this is perfect for the aperitif to open your mouth. Voilà. It has also nice awards, of course. It's a blend of 2 Grands Crus and 1 Premier Cru. Next slide, please, Odile. So we export 70% of our production. Our production is only 16,000 cases, and we are in 35 countries. And we like to grow in Canada because we do nothing right now. Our customers are mostly wine stores and restaurants, good sommeliers, and yeah, we like to work with bistronomie and high restaurants. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention. I'm always ready to chat with you, so don't be afraid. Call me. I put my phone number, and anytime I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you very much, and cheers. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.
Merci Chantal. Désolée, j'ai eu un bug là avec la présentation. Thank you very much. Do we have questions for Chantal? And if not, we can move from Champagne to Bordeaux and to end the presentation. Merci Chantal.
Merci.
We have Aurélie Landrea from Château Menveille.
Ladies and gentlemen, bonjour. Bonjour. Welcome to the Château Menveille. I'm with Mrs. Boyer, born 16, and we will speak about the 16 family and their wines. Mrs.
Aurélie, there are some issues with it's lagging. Aurélie?
We work together and I manage export sales. Yes.
Yes, the sound was lagging a little bit, so probably it's because you are using too much resources with the video. Now it's better, but sometimes it lags. Yes, but sometimes it lags a little bit, so probably you can turn off your camera and keep the resources for the voice. Is that possible? Let's try this.
Okay. No problem. Okay. Sorry. So let's what the family says. It starts with Lucy and Louis. They bought the chateau in 1918 and devote themselves to beautify it. In the early 15th, Miss Mariette and Roger says, Mrs. Boyer parents succeed their own parents and expanded the vineyard to make a contiguous and beautiful chateau. Finally, in 80s, Bertrand and Marie-Christine succeed their parents and enlarge the domain of Menveille to more than 10 hectares and increase its international presence, particularly in the United States, China, and Western Europe. They are collaborators and owners of the chateau. The vineyard situated in the AOC Fronsac area is composed of 70% of Merlot and 30% of Cabernet Franc. It's distributed on 47 hectares on a hill of clay loam with a moderate slope of 15 hectares in the area AOC Bordeaux. The density of plantation is 5,000 plants per hectare, with an average age of the vines of 35 years. For those who do not know, Fronsac is an appellation for red wines produced in an area in the northeast of the Bordeaux wine region, as you can see on maps. It is located close to the northern bank of the Dordogne River, just a few miles to the west of Libourne. It is 5 northwest of the Saint-Emilion and Pomerol appellation. Now let's talk about wines and winemakings and wines. Currently, workers are working and pressing marc. Thanks to this task, maceration in thermoregulated stainless steel vats or concrete vats will start for several weeks. The numbers of weeks depends on wines. The Château Menveille has 2 ranges of wines, on with AOC Fronsac and the other on the other one with AOC Bordeaux. I will start with the 2 wines in AOC Fronsac. The first one, Château Vieille, which current vintage is 2016, can be called the traditional. It is composed of 100% of Merlot. The maceration is 3 weeks in thermocontrolled vats for a year. This vintage has the particularity to have 20% of its blend aged in oak barrels during a year. It can be found already in Missouri, Oregon, Texas, and Washington. Château Vieille Cuvée Aliénor is the other one of AOC Fronsac. The name of the cuvée has been chosen by Bertrand and Marie-Christine because they like Aliénor d'Aquitaine, who was a famous and great woman at her time, and she made known the wines of the region in United Kingdom first in the 12th. This cuvée is mainly aged in oak barrels, which bring to the wine an intense nose of blackberries and spices. The wood is expressed especially in the mouth. The current vintage is 2018. States that already consumed this cuvée are the same as Mendier. Both of these wines have an alcohol percent superior at 40 degrees by alcohol. Then the AOC Bordeaux is the second range of Château Vieille. It is composed of red and dry white. The first of Château Buisson-Redon red. The first story is Château Buisson-Redon red, often called the Little Bordeaux, is a surprising wine. The current vintage is 2018. The blend is 60% of Merlot and 40% Cabernet Franc. This balance brings it a lot of flavors. This pleasant wine, easy to drink, is already sold in Missouri, California, Oregon, Texas, and Washington. It has been gratified this year with a silver medal at Concours de Bordeaux. Then the last one of the Château Vieille is Château Buisson-Redon Blanc. It is a dry white wine. I like this white thanks to his very fruity nose. Dry white wines are not those I like to drink usually, and this one has a pleasant smell and a taste so soft but not sweet. The Missouri is the only state where you can find it at the moment, so the way is clear. All the wines vintage by vintage win rewards. They are not often proposed for medals or tasting, but when it is, it wins. Gold medal for Château Vieille 2016, the traditional, at Concours Agricole in Paris in 2019. Silver medal for Château Buisson-Redon 2018, the Little Bordeaux, at Concours de Bordeaux Vin d'Aquitaine. And all the tasting notes, French, English, American, or other magazines. Sorry. So I think, I think it's finished. So don't hesitate in writing an email with your detailed address to have free samples. Later, we will talk about adding offer with Mr. Cesc Bertrand and Marie-Christine Boyer as the owners. We will be pleased to invite you for a stay at the chateau as soon as the situation will be better. We thank you for your presence and attention. We hope this presentation and organization help you to bring new ideas for future sales. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Aurélie. Merci, Madame Boyer. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Merci.
So as I said, everything about the offer will be discussed directly with Monsieur Cesc and Madame Cesc and Aurélie. Do we have questions? And if not, this is the end of the presentation. Pascal, do you want to say a word?
Sure. So thank you everybody for your participation. It was really a pleasure to see you online. Now, don't hesitate to contact us if you need sample or more information. And thank you to you, Odile, Elliot, Hugo,
Thank
Joe,
you.
and Optimus. Thank you.
Merci.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all. This will be recorded. If you need the recording, just please ask.
It was a
Have a
great
great
job.
day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.